Hello everyone, and welcome back, fellow watch lovers. Today, I want to talk about the history of a watch brand that I personally find incredibly interesting. What makes this brand special is that, even today, it's still run by the fourth generation of the founding family. And that alone already tells you something important. This is a brand that survived the quartz crisis. If you're familiar with watch history, you'll know that many major Swiss brands didn't make it through that period without selling off shares, changing ownership, or completely losing their identity. So the question is, how did this brand manage to survive and do so with confidence? Let's take a closer look. The story begins back in 1919 in the city of Grenchen, Switzerland, when the brand was founded by Fritz Schlup. So yes, this is a genuinely old Swiss watch brand. But if you search through mainstream Swiss watch history, the name Titoni might not immediately ring a bell, and that's because the brand originally went by a different name, Felka. Now, if you're into vintage watches, Felka is probably a name you've heard before. Fritz Schlup was a man with real vision. From the very beginning, instead of focusing only on the domestic market, he chose to expand internationally, selling watches in Germany, the United States, and Japan much earlier than most brands at the time. That decision helped the company grow very quickly. In 1945, Bruno Schlup, the founder's eldest son, officially joined the family business. But even before working alongside his father, Bruno had already gained valuable international experience. On top of that, he was formally trained as a horloger complet, meaning he had a complete professional education in watchmaking, not just on the business side, but in the technical craft itself. During the final years of the war, Felka received an order from the United States military for around 30,000 watches. This gave the brand an opportunity to produce reliable, high-quality timepieces for American soldiers. Thanks to Bruno's international business mindset and deep understanding of the global watch market, Felka continued expanding into many countries around the world. By 1950, just 5 years after Bruno joined, the brand had already grown significantly. Its watches were being sold across the Middle East, including Saudi Arabia, Syria, and Iraq, as well as in India, Malaysia, and especially Southeast Asia. At that point, competition became tougher. So Bruno made a strategic move by partnering with a Singaporean businessman, Mr. Koh Mu Yu. Together, they established a new brand name, Titoni. At the same time, the brand introduced its now iconic plum blossom logo. The plum blossom was chosen as a symbol of longevity and resilience. It's a tree that can live for hundreds, even thousands of years. After Titoni was established, the brand quickly gained popularity. Over time, production gradually shifted away from Felka and fully transitioned into Titoni. Eventually, Titoni became the brand's sole identity. Through strong partnerships, especially with the Kuo family, Titoni expanded aggressively, reaching over 600 retail locations, including major e-commerce platforms like Tmall and JD.com. This made China an extremely strong and important market for the brand. For a long time, Titoni could comfortably survive by focusing mainly on Chinese customers. Even outside China, many authorized dealers were able to stay profitable simply by selling to Chinese tourists. But after the COVID period, something interesting happened. With fewer Chinese tourists traveling abroad, Titoni was forced to rethink its strategy and shift toward a more global market. And honestly, that turned out to be a good thing. In recent years, you can clearly see that Titoni's designs have become much more international and contemporary, while still maintaining the brand's traditional strengths. Those strengths include excellent value for money, strong specifications, and solid manufacturing quality things that have always worked well for the brand. Because of that, today, Titoni has become a brand that's genuinely worth paying attention to. Alright, that pretty much wraps up the history of Titoni from its founding all the way to the present day. If you enjoy this kind of content, straightforward, research-based watch history, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share the channel. And if you've watched until the end and have additional information or opinions, feel free to leave a comment. I try to reply to every single one. Thank you very much for watching.